Hello, everyone. Good evening to everyone. So, we'll have a quick recap of the last Friday. So, last Friday, we learned about a lot of things. In Karma Yogi life, keep two words every moment suddenly and ever ready. Uh, Experiment in silence. That's the key to almost everything. If I can keep myself away from sorrow, I can keep others away from sorrow. We can liberate others if we are liberated ourselves. And concentration is the method for everything. Concentration in remembrance, only then real service will happen. Real service is when Sita is out of Ravan's cage. So think positive, think good. Power is needed to think good, and that power comes from concentration. So, this was the synopsis. Now, I welcome Sister uh, to start the class. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's start by a few minutes of concentration. The power of concentration is used towards the alokik dimension. The alokik world is also an invisible dimension. Each one is a presence. The invisible traveler is the invisible angel who is a presence. And he is present in his home. Let's use concentration to stay in the home. Home is of light and of red color. And in the home, the friend is present. The true friend. A well-wisher in all sense. The friend is also a guide. For 1 minute, let us concentrate on receiving a silent message from the friend. So, in these minutes, there is no need to think, no need to even expect anything. But let's listen to Baba. Is he saying something for the next few minutes? Even if there is no message, it is good, it is fine. Very silently, No questions asked. No doubts. Just listening to his message. Bring the mind back to the message. Check if it went somewhere else. Very silently bring the mind back to listening to Baba, listening in silence. Friend is giving a message, the Supreme Friend. Thank you. Om Shanti. So these are very rich minutes where focus and concentration is in light. These minutes are the richest minutes, and these are minutes of high karma, elevated karma. Um, of course, we all gather here for only one thing, one aim, which is to our entire, aim in every Brahmin gathering, if it is an accurate gathering, if it is as per Baba's Srimad, then aim is only one: how to deepen soul consciousness, how to make the soul conscious, how to make the soul conscious for few minutes, how to make it conscious for hours, and how to stay conscious, deepen soul consciousness, stay soul conscious, and keep on increasing that momentum, that experience. So this is our aim. Even when we join Connect online, this is the aim. And for this, we explore the personality of the soul, because the one who has to become conscious, we need to have some understanding of who he is. So, who is becoming conscious? Who it is who is actually awakening here? Who is waking up? And our whole thing is to do with who. So the one who is waking up is a presence, it's an entity who needs nothing. Any second that we reflect on ourselves, any given minute, there is a subconscious desire to need something. Subconsciously, it goes on. It can be very conscious, it can be a conscious desire to need something. But if you are an effort maker, more likely that subconsciously there is a need for something, so something to be right, some sort of justice should happen. Um, they shouldn't do this, or they should do this instead. some need is going in the background. And that tells us, that tells me that soul is sleeping. It is the role that is conscious. The role consciousness or Ravan is using the mind. The most unfortunate thing here is that all of this is seen very ordinarily, as if it's not a big deal that the Ravan is using the mind. So Ravan is using the mind. It has become, it is the current scenario for everyone. But our society has become such, outside world and also BK world, that it is not seen as a big problem. It is seen as something common. And so when something is common, then no one wants to pay attention on it. No one wants to give, there is no extra interest in that direction. So this is the you know um, big mistake that is happening, and so we don't want to make that mistake. We want to, anytime we catch ourselves when the soul is not conscious, we understand that Ravan is using the mind, and let me not regret it or create a big guilt out of it, but let me take it as a big red flag, big no no. And so let it be a bit alarming. So I should be a little bit, I should find it very mm, strange that how is Ravan using the mind? Why is he using the mind? I have the knowledge, I have the aim. So he's using the mind again. So let me create that shift. you So soul is, personality is need nothing, and it needs nothing. So it is innately, very deeply secured. Deeply secure means in our world, in this world, they, all the philosophers, all the um, psychologists, and even there are uh, people who write novels and write books, and they do a lot of study. They all say that every problem in this world, right from lying, as lying, cheating, or stealing something, or um, a fight, a war, all of this starts from insecurity. It cannot start. You can never have a fight with anyone if there is no insecurity. So you need insecurity to have anger. You need insecurity to fight with someone. You need insecurity to dislike someone. You will need insecurity um, for all the negative emotions. They can only be felt, experienced because of insecurity. And so the one who is waking up, soul, is deeply secured, yeah? Deeply safe. It is very, very safe and secured. So any soul conscious feeling, the seven qualities and the divine virtues and the eight powers, all of them, or even one of them, like, it cannot be felt, it cannot be experienced without ex- without being deeply secured inside. You cannot feel any power without feeling, without being deeply secure inside. You cannot have any virtue. You cannot have uh, a permanent virtue, a virtue that never goes away. Love is a virtue, mercy is a virtue, um, kindness, sweetness, all of these are virtues, divine virtues, accuracy, all of this. And they only come from deep security. Without security, the love that you may give to others, or the love that others may give to you, without security, it is empty. Love is empty, that care is empty, that concern, that sweetness, it is very empty. If there is not this experience of being safe, being secured, then it is empty. Empty means it doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't do anything. It's at a surface level. So deeply secure means that I I feel that I am, beyond harm. Beyond harm. Nothing can harm me. No one can harm me. These are the experiences, these are the experiences, or a very deep feeling that one will get when soul is becoming conscious. When the angel is waking up, then this is the a sign of angel waking up. In those seconds, you will feel completely beyond harm. You will feel, you need nothing. You will feel, you'll experience, you are deeply secure, deeply safe. To awaken this personality, to awaken the this angel, we use methods. you Method is Methods are many, but the tool, the instrument to perform that method is only one. Yes. So Paras is the instrument. Intellect is the instrument, and Paras intellect is the instrument for divine transformation, for the angel to wake up. This is the tool. Yes. And with a tool, you perform an activity. Yes, you need a tool. And here, tool is the intellect, Paras intellect. And you can perform you can use different methods to come to this experience, to wake up the soul. One is guest. None of these methods are, uh, how do I say, none of these methods are, you can't say that one is beginner level, one is advanced level, one is medium level. If you explore one method with Paras, you use this instrument to experience being a guest, then you are automatically everything else. You know? So the guest, you explore the guest, you will reach here. If you use Paras to spend few minutes as a guest, you will experience all three. Angel will wake up. Then traveler, invisible traveler, incarnate. You are not from this world, you are incarnating from another world, from your home. You have just come here. Witness, detached observer. Yeah. Detached observer. You can say actor, hero actor, all of that. Trustee, instrument. You use this tool for any of these methods. And this is what Baba is teaching us, 80, 85 years, 90 years. This is what is being taught. Yes. This is the different words leading to the same outcome, which is the soul waking up. And soul wakes up if the traveler, if you use paras to be an instrument, stay as an instrument, then these are the feelings. An angel wakes up, same sign. Anytime angel wakes up, angel is the guest, angel is the traveler, angel is the incarnate. It is the angel, it is the soul who is the witness, it is the soul who is a trustee, it is the soul who is an instrument, it is the soul who is avyakt. So you use paras, one of these, and this is the result. While we practice, use paras to be a guest, then you see the physical world as a guest house. Both things happen. So your perspective towards yourself and the perspective towards the physical world. Physical world becomes a guest house for the traveler. Physical world becomes a um, it becomes a zoo. You are just traveling, passing through the zoo. Incarnate, it becomes a foreign world, foreign land. For the witness, it is a film or a drama. For the trustee, again, it is a gift. It is a gift given by the drama. It's a different world, wonderful world. For the instrument, it is a it is a PlayStation where your brothers are there. Brothers are also in the PlayStation. Instrument has gone there to wake them up. And for the avyakt, it is a vyakt. It is a vyakt world, which is an empty world. It's a plastic world. It's a Baba says it's a world of mud. Mitti ki dunya. So it's a mud world. It's not real. For the avyakt, it is a vyakt. It is a world of images. So different, when you use paras, your perspective of yourself is different. You are seeing yourself in new light, and you see the drama in absolutely new light, new eyes. And this is what is happening. These are the signs. These are the experiences and also the sign. And the more you experience these signs, then other things also come with it. You experience love, you experience mercy, you experience bliss. Angel will experience bliss, peace, silence, enjoying fun. So all of this is experienced because of these signs. So this is the picture. Mm. Um, so yeah, we can look at some reflections from you guys.
There's a question and there's a reflection.
Mhm.
I'll read the question first. So, when we were talking about when the soul is unconscious, Ravan is using the mind. Somebody asked to throw more light or explain more about the unconsciousness nature of the soul.
Yes. Anything else?
That's one question. And then there's a experience sharing. Do you want me to read that out first?
Yes, sure.
Uh, so even when role, whatever's the role, BK Harry, BK Peter, is making very intense efforts like fasting, digital renunciation, imposed silence, still there is an unanswered emptiness. Soul still feels something is missing within. But when the soul is becoming conscious, even for a second, one can feel that fullness, that completeness.
Yeah. So opposite to these three signs are signs of unconsciousness. So opposite to these three signs.
There's one more question.
Yeah.
Um, so the question says, is it a slow process, or will the soul feel instantly all of these? Need nothing, secure, beyond harm when the soul becomes conscious.
Yeah. If paras is used, then these are instant feelings, and you can, and even when you are not soul conscious, when the soul is not conscious, even then you will remember this experience. No, this will be a motivator. This will be like um, a glimpse. So every time paras is used accurately, these signs are instant. So that is the whole point. Whole point is not to meditate for 100 years and then one day become karmatit. It is a life, it is a life. So every time we are using the word meditation, yoga, bhakti, this is what should happen. This is what should happen in a 1 hour bhakti. Everyone will come into this feeling if they used, if they used Baba's method, if they used paras. And you don't even need 1 hour. It is, Baba never says it will take 1 hour. He says it will take 1 second. So 1 second, you use paras accurately, soul wakes up, and these are the signs of soul waking up. It is very instant. Next second, you are not using paras, soul is again unconscious, and you experience Ravan. Ravan is opposite to these three signs. Someone has asked, are these indicators if I have peace, love, that I am awake? No, not really. Not really, because peace, love are something that is on the top. You cannot judge what is happening inside with something what is at the surface. Uh, Deep inside, if there is a feeling of beyond harm, then there is real peace. Deep inside, if there is safety, there is love. But if you check the other way around, then you may be missing something very big. Checking is always from inside out. Inside, this is happening. Outside, this is it. If you check from outside in, Ravan will never ever let you check accurately. No, Ravan will never say, if you start checking yourself, Ravan will never say, I am not sweet. Ravan will always say, I am so loving, I do so much, I'm so caring. So you can't check like that. I don't personally. feel. But it may be otherwise, but I don't personally feel. The minute you check yourself on basis of love and peace, it is very misleading. Big door for Ravan is opened.
There's one more question. Someone's just asking us a statement from today's Murli, a meaning about that. So, in today's Murli, Baba says, sweet talks with Baba. Does it mean only thoughts about home and drama? Do the talks only mean thoughts about home and drama?
Yeah. So talks are always both sides. I am creating thoughts and then I'm also listening to his thoughts. So when you're talking to someone, not it's not that only one person is speaking, both are speaking. It's a participation from both sides. So you create some thoughts, you use paras, you create some thoughts, and you can listen to what Baba is saying. And so it's both ways. That is what makes a conversation. So Baba is saying, have conversation with me. It is soul conscious thoughts and listening to Baba as well.
There's a sharing. Um, all
Mhm.
explained today, like whatever is explained today, is like given clear picture of what to do, how to do, and results out of it. Feeling I, the soul, on the right journey. Thank you, sister.
So let's come to the Murli of today. Um, the Murli is from 17th of July 1969. And Baba, let's listen to Baba, listening to the teacher. So methods to create the avyakt stage. Do you like the avyakt stage or do you prefer to come into the corporeal stage? Is there sound in the avyakt stage? Yeah, is there sound? So after that, after the Murli, we will listen more from you and any questions or anything. So if you have questions, just remember them. Is there sound in the avyakt stage? Do you wish to stay beyond sound? When all of you are trying to stay beyond sound, and you also like that, then why do you call Bap Dada into the corporeal world? What effort should you make in order to constantly remain in the avyakt stage? Yeah, what is the effort to remain constantly in the avyakt stage? This is 6 months after Brahma Baba has become avyakt. 7 months, maybe. So that's why Baba is saying, your effort should be to constantly remain in the avyakt stage. Give an answer in just one word through which you can maintain the avyakt state. Which word should you remember so that you are able to create the avyakt stage? Give one word through which your thoughts, words, and actions remain avyakt while still being in the corporeal stage. And so, what is the one word to be avyakt? One word to be avyakt. When Baba is asking about the word, he is asking about the method. Hmm?
Guest consciousness, Bap Saman, soul consciousness with concentration, remembering invisible star.
Yeah. So soul consciousness means avyakt. Baba's question is Baba's question is one word through which thoughts, words, and actions remain avyakt. Yeah. And so some people have answered soul consciousness. Just like here, people have said soul consciousness. And Baba says soul consciousness means avyakt stage. So that is the question that Baba is asking. So what should you remember for that stage? When Baba is asking for, the more we, anyways, it's good to really understand and listen to Baba. Really understand his mind, really understand what he is asking, where it is coming from. Yeah, really good understanding of the teacher. So teacher is asking, what should you remember for that stage? What do you remember to be soul conscious? That is the question. What effort should you make? So gradually, all of you will have the stage when you will be able to know beforehand what is inside each one. This is why you are made to practice this. The more you stabilize yourself in the avyakt stage, whether someone speaks through the mouth or not, the more you will be able to know that one's feelings beforehand. Such a time will come. This is why you are made to practice this. So, Baba was asking you first, what one word should you remember? The teacher is asking again, what one word should you remember? What is the word?
We have Sakshi as an answer. Guest consciousness, that was already shared. Bodilessness.
Yeah. So, teacher says to consider yourself to be a guest. If you consider yourself a guest, you will be able to become the final, perfect stage that has been remembered. If you consider yourself a guest, then whilst being in the corporeal form, you will be able to remain in the avyakt stage. Yes. Without experiencing yourself to be a guest, you cannot even grasp what is sakshi, bodiless, the big words that have come in the answer without being a guest. Because paras, the intellect that Baba says to use, divine intellect, uh, by using divine intellect, to become a guest, that is the easiest sort of method for soul being conscious. Because guest, why it is easy? Because it is very, very simple to understand guest, even if you have not done the course, and you are speaking to someone and just sharing knowledge. The simplest thing that the strongest of Patthar Buddhi or the hardest of Patthar Buddhi can still understand, stone intellect can still understand, is guest. No? Because we all have in the role consciousness, we've all been guests, we've all been travelers. And so it is because our starting position is always Ravan, it is always false identities. No, final position is not false identities, but the starting position is always Patthar intellect. And that is why guest is the easiest personality to grasp. Sakshi and other words that came, they are not they are experienced. Once guest has that personality of a guest, has become very strong when it is practiced for many times. it has become very stable. Then to experience the other personalities of the soul in the form of a witness, in the form of a trustee instrument, only then it is possible. Guest means I don't own anything. Guest means I don't own anyone. I have zero control where I am. You know, wherever you are present, you have zero control. So it is the easiest way to actually um, understand the personality of the soul. Everything else, instrument, trustee, it's not that simple because there is Ravan can mix those meanings very easily. Meaning of instrument, meaning of trustee. Ravan will mix it and make it into something else. But guest is simplest. Baba says, if you consider yourself a guest, then whilst being in the corporeal form, you will be able to remain in the avyakt stage. A guest does not have any attachment to anyone. Soul means no attachment. Soul means nirmohi. Nirbandhan, nirmohi. No attachments, no bondages. That is the soul, personality of the soul. And so Baba says when you use paras to practice being a guest, then you can be avyakt. Then you can remain very stable in the avyakt stage. We are guests even in this body. We are also guests in this old world. So this nirbandhan, independent and no bond, zero bondage state is achieved very simply by keeping the aim to be a guest for the next 1 hour, for the next 15 minutes. So, since we are guests in this body, the soul is the guest in this body, why should we have attachment to it? So, guest in the body, that means zero attachments with the body, then it cannot have any attachments to any relation because relations are attached to the body, they are from the body. Every relationship is based on the body. Child, mother, father, daughter, son, mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister, brother. All these relationships are from this body, and the soul is the guest in body. So why should we have attachment to it? You have to use this body just for a little while. What will you become there if you become a guest here? The more you are a guest here, the greater a master of the world you will be there. You are not the masters of this world, you are guests in this world and masters of the new world. The reason you come into the feeling of corporeal is that you do not consider yourself to be a guest. You consider yourself to have a right over things. Guest means I have no right over anything. And Baba says you have you are in the corporeal world and you have full right over things, and you are saying I'm a trustee, I'm avyakt, I'm walking very slowly, I'm speaking very slowly, I'm a divine, I'm an angel. I have full right over everything, full right over seva, this program, this event, full right over people, over everything. Mm. And we are fooling ourselves. We are telling ourselves, I am angel, I am becoming this, I am a deity, yeah, five drill, form drill. So this is all happening. And one thing is for all of that to happen, but it is a whole another thing when you don't know what you are doing. So you have full right over things, you have full right over people, places, yes, every relationship. And you are saying you are soul conscious. It is a very, very serious situation that is going on. Serious and very, it is seen as if it is very normal. Every gathering you go, it is as if it is very normal. And the more you normalize these things, the harder it will be to get out of it. The more you normalize claiming, having right over people, things, and then thinking I'm an angel, I am so polite, I'm a master, loveful, yeah, master of peace. Why? Because I speak in a certain, I sit in a certain way, full right over everything. And this is going on, it will be harder for anyone to wake up in this illusion, in this delusional state where I am completely in the reverse gear and I'm thinking to be somewhere somewhere else. And it's a big deception. That is why Baba says there is regret. There is this there's a lot of regret that the soul experiences later on. Yeah. So you have to have very clear reference points. You have to have a clear diagnosis of what is happening. You need to know the mind Ravan is using. How is Ravan? What is the way Ravan works? And we don't even need to go into detail. If you know the personality of the soul, personality of Ravan is absolutely opposite. If you understand the personality of Ravan, personality of soul is absolutely the opposite. You don't even need to know both. You just need to know one is white, one is black. One is, they're complete opposites. It's not that I know this, but I also want to know this. No, you just need to know one thing, and the other is opposite of that. So very clear, reference points and a clear checking, more than clarity, honest checking. Honest checking, honestly seeing when I'm going into gatherings, what is my aim? Why am I going? What am I, what is my experience while being in that gathering? So it is very rare to find gatherings where actually aim is towards soul consciousness. No, actually, there is an attention towards uh, keeping the soul awake. Extremely rare. So we can talk about these things. We tell about guest to others, but we may not be practicing it at all. So I have to check myself. I have to check myself honestly. I am telling people about guest. Do I practice for even 10 minutes? So you consider yourself to have a right over things. This is why you have attachment. Whenever you consider yourself to be a host or owner, you have attachment. Ravan has already fully fledged, fully become part of the party. He has become part of everything. The minute you feel I'm a owner, I'm a host, then attachments have jumped in. And it is never neutral. You will always come out with a degraded version of what you stepped in to 5 minutes ago. If you go into a gathering 5 minutes and there is no awareness, there is no program practice, then you don't come out the same, which is where we are normalizing this. You come out as a degraded version, a stronger stone intellect, a stronger, every identity is 10 times stronger. If I go into a gathering, if I spend, the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it doesn't stay the same. It may appear nothing has happened and it's all okay. But identities are 5 times stronger in 5 minutes. So this is the situation that is happening at all times. And it is very, very true. No, it is not, there is no exaggeration here. So Baba says, if you consider yourself a guest, all these things will finish. What will finish? All the attachments. Yeah. If you consider yourself a guest, all the attachments, all these things will finish. Everything that you feel is unpleasant, that is negative, it will finish. When it finishes within you, when something finishes inside you, you cannot see it outside. If ego has finished inside, I cannot see ego outside. I can be aware, but seeing in the sense it doesn't bother me the slightest. You are not uh, dumb. You can be aware, but it doesn't play with your psyche, your mind even for 1 second. If it has finished inside, if it is gone from my mind, if it is gone from something is zero in my mind, then if drama brings it up or some other roles bring it up, yeah, I can be aware, but I will not spend even 1 second there, not even one thought, not even one minute thinking about it. You move on. So any questions here, any reflections anyone wants to share?
Shanti, am I audible?
Yes.
Um, I want to say that feeling and realizing ourselves as a guest uh, at some time interval in the day, it's what I observe in myself that checking myself as a guest in between, that to become easy, but for a day I keep a task that for a complete day I will feel myself as a guest and come into any context and any kind of talk with anyone as a guest. At that time I see that it becomes very subtle that we sometimes literally forgot what guest and something else is, and we just come in the we don't know either it is a guest or it is a what it is, but natural. So what result I see is that considering ourselves as a guest in between the day, it is easy, but consider in this guest realization, expanding a complete day, that's become very difficult. Complete day as a guest, or even thinking that. Spending a complete day as a guest, it seems like everything will going to change. Uh, I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. Um, yes, one thing that I personally like uh, has helped me in my journey is one statement from Baba, which is that the more you understand Baba, you understand Maya. No? And then next time, Baba said, the more you understand Maya, you understand Baba. No? And this I find very interesting and also extremely valuable in what we are aiming towards. That if you know Maya, you know Baba. If you know Baba, you know Maya. And each one of us is constantly dealing with Maya. And Baba gives us ways to be very clever with Maya. You cannot be, you cannot be, silly with Maya because it is always waiting. It is always there. And so any time Baba says, make a diary, keep a chart, give a program, he always talks about starting with less quantity. And because your entire kingdom is in Ravan's hand, if you keep a thought like that, I find it surprising for anyone to plan or even aim that for whole day I will be a guest, or I find it surprising, to be honest, because you are dealing with Ravan, you are dealing with Maya, and you're completely, soul is completely unconscious. And in that unconscious state, I cannot even challenge Ravan to that. And if I do, then the result is that um, whole day it will be ruled by Ravan, because you are giving such an open warning, you are giving such an open invitation to Ravan. So he always says, to check yourself every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes. And so the programs that we have are always of very less quantity. And when you master a less quantity, when you master 2 hours, only then your increment will be permanent increment. Like from 2 hours to 2.5 hours will be a permanent. You cannot find yourself suddenly in next day that there was no remembrance. These drastic, these blunders will not occur if the you have mastered quantity and short quantity. So will we, the intelligent way to work around Ravan, it's a very intelligent way. And most times Baba mentions in the Murli, someone will say, I remembered Baba for the whole day, and these sort of things. And he says it is not even possible for 10 minutes, accurately. So there are reasons why Baba speaks like that. There are reasons, you know, and the reason is that everyone is dealing with Ravan, everyone is dealing with Maya, and you have to know your enemy. If you tell your enemy, today, and you're sitting in his kingdom, it is not even that your soul has woken up or something, is sitting in that kingdom, and I'm saying, whole day I will be out of the prison. Then you've already alarmed your enemy, and he will have a 10 times stronger plan to keep you in the prison. So it is surprising, So we have to understand the enemy and keeping short quantities and becoming master of that short quantity. I know sometimes it may feel like I've been doing the same thing for 1 month, and I want to do something different. Yeah, I'll do something different, but it has to be less quantity. How 2 hours awareness, 4 hours awareness, gradually increasing it to 8 hours, maybe. So this will happen in 1 year's time. And any second that I become aware, I will check my awareness that I'm a guest. Right now, am I ready to leave? So any second that I become aware, I will check my positioning, change my positioning. But the planning and the program and all that, it is it is for it is concentrated to a few hours or even few minutes.
Right. Actually, I was thinking when the concept is clear, the logic is clear, the approach is clear, then why can't it be happen? Or why can't we change? Or why can't we experience the total insecure security, the feeling of security? But as sometime Baba says, that for a second, for a minute, if you experience what actual truth is, then that experience will going to pull you. That was you
Yeah,
were saying that if there is a quality, that quality will automatically draw on the time, will automatically going to draw the RRs and increase RRs of
yeah,
experiencing.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. And sometimes, we are we have a program and we follow the program for months. And even for 1 week, if I am following a program and I find a bit of, like a certain, I mean, there is always, congratulations for the self and, good effort. But in 1 week, if it is becoming a little bit mundane and it's becoming that I know, okay, I have to do this, and then I have to see that there is mixing happening. And when there is mixing, experience is not there. And when soul is, we are using paras, but an experience is not there, then that boredom and that need to not want to do it will, those feelings of Ravan will kick in very quickly. And so I have to really see if I'm using the paras accurately, because for a long time, if I make the effort and there is no experience, there is no pull towards that alokik region, then Ravan is, coming up with a stronger uh, pull. He is going to fight back very strongly. And Maya, all these thoughts will also come. I'm doing so much, but nothing happens. And so this inner system is going to play against me very quickly. So that's why accurately using paras is important, and accurately using paras, these feelings, these signs, needs nothing deeply secure beyond harm. These signs, I'll experience these signs, and with this, there will be more attraction towards the state, the avyakt stage. It is only, experience and then attraction towards that, and that pull towards my own home. That will create a momentum, that creates newness, that creates a life of yogi, a yogi who is always busy in experiments. It makes a prayogi. Prayogi means, in a prayogshala, prayogi means the one who is experimenting constantly. And if you're experimenting constantly, we are saying that I'm using paras all the time, then experiments will give you some results. And those results are the motivator. That is going to be the motivation. And if I am performing a lot of experiments but there is no result, then I have to come back to how am I performing the experiment. I have to come back to if I'm using paras accurately. And that is where Maya is doing most of the task. Maya is mixing a lot. So small, we create attention for small time, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and then you see that there is no mixing. Otherwise, Maya is mixing all the time. Ananya is making the effort all time. It is only few minutes that the soul is actually waking up, and that will be there will be an attraction. Just like purity pulls purity, experience pulls experience. No experience will, it will pull, no experience, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and this is what you were saying, that becoming the knowledgeful of Maya, that we are analyzing ourselves. And similarly, when we know the Baba more clearly, we feel some experience. In the similar way, I experience that when I know and I get to catch what Maya is, I also feel the same, a new kind of experience. Because you catch your what where the leakage is going on. Uh, this is what I think Baba mean to say, that becoming the knowledgeful of Maya and becoming knowledgeful of Baba. That's what.
Yeah, yeah, nice.
uh, Thank you. Thank you so
So any final thoughts from you?
There are a couple of sharings on chat.
Mhm.
From what you just read, we will not have situations involving ego. So the ways which were mentioned in the Murli or we discussed. And yeah, so there's a question.
So sorry,
One,
what was that? What was that? Non-situations? Something?
so it's just a comment from someone. From what you just read, we will not have situations involving ego. This is what you read from the Murli and then what we
Yeah,
discussed
maybe
following
that
it.
that is not the conclusion. There will always be situations involving ego, that is not the conclusion. However, ego inside, yeah, in ego inside, we are aiming towards not having ego ourselves, but there is always going to be situations involving ego. Yeah, just wanted to clarify.
Thank you. There's a question. One clarification from previous practice. Repetition of one elevated thought 10,000 times needs to be done continuously, or it can be done in parts. It's not happening continuously for me.
Yeah, that is sort of a good practice for the mind, to sharpen the mind, make the mind uh, moving a bit, active mind. And so it is not to be done continuously. It can be done in parts, but whenever I feel the mind is free, I can make it busy with one thought, and that helps to make the mind sharp, the intellect also sharp, clean and clear. So yeah, it is done in parts.
Somebody's just explained a scene from their life which happened yesterday. So I'll just read out the exact comment. Yesterday, there was a scene. Soul was practicing guest consciousness while riding the bike, creating thoughts that anything can happen anytime. This is not home, and suddenly, uh, they fell off. The bike fell off, and the person got a bit of wound. But in that physical pain, there was at first time experience of looking at it as a very detached observer, like it's just a scene. It's not happening to me.
Mm, nice, nice.
And there's a question: how to have patience with self in practicing spirituality
Yeah,
and spiritual journey?
yeah. Yes, patience is again, it is a divine, virtue. It's a divine quality. And the less, the over time, when ego or false identities are minimized, there is more of these divine qualities. They are increased with practice. But patience with the self, I think, on a generally, you just need to be humble about the whole thing. And there has to be a humility in admitting, acknowledging. People can't even say it to others, or they can't even say it to themselves, that I have a lot of ego. And it takes a lot of humility to admit, inside my own self, that there is huge Ravan, there is a huge department of attachments, and that is the current picture. And effort has now started in the right direction. Very, very grateful that right methods are given as per the drama. And so, with that humility and honesty, there is always patience, because you are not saying that I don't have ego and I'm so divine, I'm so nice. And whenever we have ideas like this about ourselves, then when you get a real picture, you get very frustrated. "Oh, what is this?" You know? But if you have a clear picture of yourself, then there is no frustration. There is no impatience, because that is the reality. And most of the time, because ego, it is Ananya who is making the effort. Ananya will never want to admit that there is a lot of ego. But humility and honest. So many times we use this language, we hear this language. Even before knowledge, I was so perfect. Even before knowledge, I had this quality. Even before knowledge, I had this. So this is all Ravan, and this is I might have said that as well. And there is humility, that it is the Ravan in me saying like that and thinking like that. And how Ravan is, they're always trying to portray a picture. I am so perfect, I'm so nice, and who is that I am? It is the role. So the current picture, we're not even saying that the role is perfect. We're not even saying that the role will be perfect. All that we are saying is the soul is perfect, but the soul is sleeping, sleeping, sound asleep, and there is this whole kingdom of Ravan at work. This is the current picture. I don't deny it for myself. I don't need to deny that attachments, because the more we deny it, then it will be very deceptive. And time will come where I find I'm so getting frustrated, and what is this? And years will pass by, and there is more impatience actually. So start clean, start with humility, with admitting the real picture. And once you do that, there is always appreciation for the effort you make. Always appreciation. Because you know what you haven't been doing for a long time. And so when you do it, there is always appreciation. But when Ravan is there, and a very good picture of Ravan is, I'm so good, I'm so great, I'm so divine, all of that. And people have also helped you in creating that image. People have also said, she's an angel, she's like this. Then there will not be effort. There will not be appreciation for Paras. It will be like a to-do list. I have to be more Paras, more Avyat stage, and it is like a restlessness, because you're trying to match up to something which is not even there. So humility and patience, they have a connection. Some other comments have come,
Yeah, there's one. Sometimes it feels that practice is superficial. So, yeah, what can they do to for it not to feel superficial or maybe more real?
Yes, no, we have the clear reference points, and it is good if we feel like that. It means that I am seeing something clearly, and I would say most of the times practice is superficial, not sometimes, it is most times. And it is not from a critical space, but when you see the personality of the soul and you see the current minute, you become aware of your current second, it is a completely different picture, and it is a different sort of, someone else at work. And when you practice, even then you can see the mixing. So I would say it's most times, but I will find it great to even see that. It is a very good indicator to be able to see that. And whatever you can see, you can be very sure that it will be removed. drama will help you, Baba will help you, and soul will find methods, soul will find the help, and it will be removed. You know? So I think it is good to tell ourselves that if I can see something very dark about our own self or the practice, then good that you see it, and whatever you see, it can be removed. You can get rid of it. What you don't see, you will have problems there.
There's a request for future class. In future class, can we take topic like Swarajya Adhikari? What is the picture of angel being ruler of all the sense, including mind, intellect, and sanskar? Is that possible? So that's just a request.
Yeah, sure. Sure. So, yeah, let's create 1 minute again. A minute of reflection and moving from reflection to concentration. In this concentration, again coming to this place of listening, listening to Baba. Soul is present, soul is with the friend. There is respect and love between the two friends. There is unity and togetherness. There is love for the friend. Very, very appreciative of this company. It is the highest company. It is the richest company one can ever afford, one can ever have. This is the company of light, company of an angel. Angel sitting with an angel. Om Shanti. Thank you.